Yeah, what's good YouTube? It's your boy, Only One KDB, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we got how WWE should book WrestleMania 42. Now, WrestleMania 41, Triple H, it was alright. You cooked a little bit. Now, WrestleMania 40, you definitely cooked. That was one of the best endings in WrestleMania history. Like, that ending was fire. But WrestleMania 42, let me tell you what you should do, Triple H. You got one job, bro. You don't have to mess it up. I'm going to tell you everything you should do. First of all, Liv Morgan should face Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? For the title. That should be one of the matches. Thank me later. I know. It's great. It's a great idea, ain't it? I know. No, don't worry about it. John Cena, after he retired on Saturday, after he faced, I can't remember the guy name, who Gunther, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. But yeah, him. He going to face him on Saturday. John Cena should return for WrestleMania 42 to face the one and only Undertaker. I know they faced in the past before at WrestleMania, but that was a quick match. You know what I'm saying? Quick in and out. But this time it should be at least 30 to 35 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Have Undertaker train now. I know he old up there in age, but forget it. Let him come back for one more match with John Cena. And let that be John Cena's last match at WrestleMania. Him versus the Undertaker. Oh, I'm cooking, Triple H. I'm telling you, I got a pot, pan, and grease. I'm telling you, I'm just getting started. We should have Roman Reigns face Gunther at WrestleMania. You get what I'm saying? In the Hell in a Cell match. I'm telling you, Triple H. Our show speed should be at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Help Logan Paul. What match we gonna put him in? Logan Paul should. I don't know. I'm out of it. I gave you two matches, Triple H. You can make do with that. I gave you 2 matches already. But we about to get to the video. Make sure you smash that like button for your boy. Let's get it, man. You got to handle the rest, Triple. I already gave you 2 matches
After
already,
the disappointment of WrestleMania 41, here's how WWE and Triple H can book the perfect WrestleMania 42 that'll be remembered for ages. Night 1 kicks off with pure chaos. It's a 7-man ladder match for the Intercontinental title. It's Dirty Dom defending against Sheamus, Logan Paul, Penta, Rusev, and his Judgment Day stablemates. Dominic has been holding the IC title hostage for months, using every dirty trick in the book to remain champion. However, on the road to WrestleMania, the animosity between Dom and Finn has started to reach new levels, with JD being forced to pick a side. The bell rings, and immediately it's pandemonium. Sheamus and Rusev get into a brawl. Logan Paul pulls out some insane spots, including a frog splash through the announce table to Penta.
Oh, you cooking! Wrestle Mafia, I didn't know you had this in your duffel. You cooking like this? Hold on, let's listen to him. Let's hear him out.
Get into a brawl. Logan Paul pulls out some insane spots, including a frog splash through the announce table to Penta. Bodies are flying everywhere, and the crowd is on its feet. The final sequence sees Dominic and Finn climbing opposite sides of the ladder, both reaching for the gold, but the miscommunication that's been brewing for weeks finally boils over. Sheamus nails JD with a brogue kick that sees him accidentally bump into the ladder and knock both Dom and Finn off the ladder and send them crashing outside the ring. This creates the opening for Sheamus. The Celtic Warrior, battered and bruised, climbs up the ladder and unhooks the championship to win the IC title for the first time in his career. The crowd cheers for the veteran who finally completed the Grand Slam after 15 years with the company. After the insanity of the opener, we shift gears to a personal grudge match. Chris Jericho made his shocking return at the Royal Rumble and had all the momentum in the world. After lasting over 30 minutes in the match, Jericho was eventually eliminated by LA Knight, but got another chance at the Mania main event when he was entered into the 6-man Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship. However, LA Knight was also in the match. Knight eliminated Jericho from the chamber, and that's what set Y2J off. Instead of accepting the L, Jericho re-entered the chamber and brutally assaulted Knight, turning heel and setting up this match for Mania. Jericho claims Knight is nothing but hype, while Knight insists Y2J's time has passed. Tonight, we get our answer. The match is a seesaw battle that sees Jericho dominate the early half. Jericho targets Knight's limbs and softens him up for the walls of Jericho. However, after surviving the Judas effect and kicking out of the codebreaker, Knight fires back power slam.
Hey Jericho, you got a beer belly? I ain't know, man. I had no idea. I didn't even know he was still wrestling. I told you I've been out the loop for a while now. I'm back in the loop now. I just got my Netflix account. Finna be watching Raw every Monday now. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Finna be tuned in. I'm telling you. Let's
Surviving
continue.
the Judas effect and kicking out of the codebreaker, Knight fires back with a running power slam. He signals for the end, hits the BFT, and pins Jericho clean in the middle of the ring. Knight stands tall, silencing the doubters and proving he's not just hype, he's the real deal. But Jericho...
No, for the longest time, I'm not gonna lie. Don't attack me when I say this. I thought LA Knight was a movie star. I'm being dead serious. I never knew he was on NXT and he worked his way up to eventually now being a WWE. I did not know that. I thought he was a movie star and he turned wrestler. I swear, I'm not joking, I'm not trolling or nothing. I swear I thought that. He just give me like movie star vibes. Like he just came from the movie scene. I don't know why.
isn't the only star from
Maybe
the
it's his
Attitude Era
name,
on
I
this
don't know.
card. Nostalgia hits hard in the third match as the Hardy Boys make their entrance. It's a war between two of the greatest tag teams of all time. The Usos captured the Raw tag titles just days after the Rumble, but tonight they face the legends who changed the history of tag team wrestling. The Hardys made their return to the main roster on the road to Mania and immediately set their sights on the Raw tag team gold. From the opening bell, it's absolute carnage. Matt Hardy hits Jimmy with a side effect off the stage. Jeff climbs to the top of a ladder and delivers a swanton bomb to Jay through the announce table. However, towards the end, the Usos prove exactly why they've dominated the tag team scene in WWE for the last decade. Jeff sets up for another swanton, but Jay super kicks him midair. The Usos hit the 1D on Matt, but somehow the veteran kicks out. The respect is mutual, but the Usos gotta throw respect out of the window if they want to retain their titles. Jimmy and Jay grab the kendo sticks and unleash a brutal assault on both Hardys before hitting a second 1D on Matt. Jay covers, and it's over. The Usos retain in an instant classic that pays tribute to the past while cementing their legacy. However, if the Hardys versus Usos was a battle, up next, it's time for war.
Liv Morgan.
The energy in the stadium shifts as it's time for the collision everyone has been waiting for.
Oh my goodness, Brock Lesnar and Gunther. I ain't gonna lie, these two is literally the same wrestlers for real. Why they trying to make Gunther the new Brock Lesnar? I'm trying to tell you, like, who y'all think will win this match? I don't know. I'm saying who y'all think will win, like this shit not predetermined. I think they're gonna have, if this do happen, they're gonna have Gunther win. Watch. I guarantee you.
Gunther eliminated Brock Lesnar from the 2026 Royal Rumble, and since then, these two behemoths have been on a collision course to outdominate the other. The stare down before the bell is intense. When they finally lock up, it's a war of power and brutality. Gunther chops Lesnar's chest until it's purple. Lesnar responds with German suplexes that shake the ring. Neither man backs down. Gunther hits a massive powerbomb that gets a near fall. Lesnar fires back with an F5, but Gunther kicks out. The crowd is on their feet chanting for both men, but only one can walk out as the alpha of the jungle. Towards the end, Gunther locks Brock in the sleeper, but the Beast's veteran instincts take over. Brock reverses the hold and instead locks in the Kimura lock, wrenching Gunther's arm with everything he has. Gunther refuses to tap, screaming in pain and defiance, but the damage is done. You can hear the snap. Gunther's arm gives out, and the referee has no choice but to call for the bell. The Beast walks out with the win, but the ring general has the crowd's respect. After the carnage of Lesnar versus Gunther, it's time for two of the most dominant athletes in WWE.
Jade, my goat. Let's go, Jade.
Applied for the Blue Brand's top prize.
My bad.
Jade Cargill has been unstoppable since capturing the women's title against Tiffany Stratton. But Bianca Belair is a different challenge. The build has been personal, with Jade claiming that Bianca's washed and attacking her legacy every chance she gets. Both women claim to be the strongest, the fastest, and the most athletic. Tonight, we find out who's right. Jade makes her special entrance like Marvel's Storm, while the EST walks out with intensity in her eyes. For the next 15 minutes, both women trade power moves to prove who's the top female athlete on SmackDown. Towards the end, Bianca hits the KOD, but Jade kicks out at 2. Bianca goes for a second KOD, but Jade rakes Bianca's eyes behind the referee's back. She proceeds to hit Bianca with her finisher, hooks the leg, and 3 seconds later, it's over. Jade stands tall over Bianca, proving that her time at the top is just getting started.
I'm sorry, Bianca. My clients don't lose. I'm sorry. All my clients do is win. We can't help that. We just a bunch of winners. It is what it is. Shout out to EST though, man.
But after all the thrill and chaos of night 1, it's finally time for the main event. AJ Styles won the Royal Rumble, earning one...
Oh, what? Oh, it's still some time. Like, we talking about the man. Where's Liv Morgan at? Liv Morgan gotta be in here.
at glory in what everyone knows is his final WrestleMania. CM Punk stands across from him as the World Heavyweight Champion. AJ wants to cap off his legendary career with one more title reign. Punk wants to prove he's still the best in the world. The build for this match has been based on respect, but the ending of Night 1 might change that story. From the opening bell, it's a technical masterpiece. Styles takes flight while Punk counters with submissions and tries to keep the Phenomenal One down. AJ hits the Styles Clash, but Punk kicks out. Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice, but AJ reaches the ropes. The crowd is split down the middle as the match reaches its climax. AJ goes for the Phenomenal Forearm, but Punk, who's been favoring his left eye and having trouble seeing, accidentally shoves the referee. The referee bumps against the ropes, and this causes AJ to miss the landing as Punk takes advantage and hits AJ with one final GTS to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. After the match, Punk watches the replay on the Titantron and realizes what just happened. Punk helps AJ to his feet and apologizes to the Phenomenal One. AJ looks hesitant, but finally shakes Punk's hand as the crowd gives both men a standing ovation. Night 1 of WrestleMania 42 goes off air with CM Punk celebrating with the world title in the middle of the ring as AJ Styles makes his final exit from the Showcase of Immortals. But while the drama between Punk and AJ continues over the next few weeks on Raw, right now it's time to switch gears to Night 2 of WrestleMania 42.
Let's get it. Night 2.
Night 2 opens with a battle for supremacy. Roman Reigns, the man who dominated WWE for over 1,000 days, faces the future in the form of Braun Breaker. The animosity between them has been building.
Hey, that's that former Raven right there. He used to play for the Ravens, for y'all that don't know. Shout out to Braun Breaker, man.
Braun and Roman eliminated each other from the Rumble. They've been a thorn in each other's path to championship glory, and at the grandest stage of them all, it's finally time to settle this feud. The match is a clash of eras. Roman uses his experience and psychology, slowing the pace and playing mind games with Breaker, but Braun is a freak athlete. He overpowers Roman, clotheslines him, and even slams him through the announce table. It's a battle of powerhouses in the first match of Night 2, with neither man willing to stay down. Towards the end, Roman sets up for the spear, charges forward, but Paul Heyman jumps on the apron, distracting the tribal chief. Roman strikes the Wiseman with the Superman punch, but the hesitation costs him as Braun capitalizes and hits a thunderous spear of his own to defeat the tribal chief at WrestleMania. Heyman and Breaker gloat on the ramp with an evil smile as Roman fumes in anger. However, after the Battle of Eras, it's time for a triple threat collision between three athletes who defined an entire era.
Yo, Sky. That's another one of my clients.
The emotion is overwhelming as three legends of Japanese women's wrestling stand across from each other. Asuka has been targeting Io for months, berating her for being a traitor and disobeying her orders. Io has been battling through all the insults and humiliations while recapturing the women's world title inside Elimination Chamber. Kairi has been caught in the crossfire, and only one of them can walk out of Mania with the gold. The match is a beautiful display of athleticism and storytelling. All three women know each other too closely, and moves get countered before they even happen. In the final sequence, Kairi and Io collide midair, both crashing to the mat. Asuka sees the opening, mists Io in the eye, and locks in the Asuka lock on Kairi to become the new women's world champion. The Empress of Tomorrow steals the title, but the rivalry between her and Io is far from over. However, after this triple threat clash, it's time for a clash between two monsters.
Okay.
Ilya Dragunov has been unstoppable since becoming the US champion. However, former NXT champion Obafemi has been equally ruthless since debuting on the main roster. The build isn't about promos or mind games. It's simply about two unstoppable forces battling to cement their spot at the top of SmackDown's food chain. Tonight, only one monster walks out with the gold. The bell rings and they immediately start throwing bombs. Ilya unloads with his unorthodox offense, while Oba withstands everything the Mad Dragon throws at him. Ilya attacks with chops, lariats, and aerial moves, while the former NXT champion showcases his power. Towards the end, Ilya goes for the Torpedo Moscow, but Oba reverses into a power slam. The finish sees Oba nail Dragunov with not one, not two, but three consecutive pop-up powerbombs and end his reign as the US champion. However, fans get no time to catch their breath as that collision between two monsters is followed by another insane car wreck.
Match 4.
Chaos erupts as it's time for TLC. 4 teams, 8 men, and nothing but carnage ahead. It's the MFT defending the SmackDown tag titles against DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, and...
Hold on, time out, bro. Time out. Hold the phone. Where's my goat at, man? Where my other client at? Now, my eyes don't deceive me. This say how WWE should book WrestleMania 42. So Liv Morgan ain't gonna be on the card? Is that what you telling me? Where's Carmelo Hayes? I got so many questions. Where's the Undertaker? It's like, nah. But yeah, Liv Morgan got to be a part of this, man. Put Liv Morgan in there somewhere. I know it's only 3 minutes left in this video. Liv Morgan name better get mentioned at least once.
Wyatt 6 tables, ladders, and chairs surround the ring, and when the bell rings, all hell breaks loose.
I only see 2 of my clients.
Bodies are flying everywhere within seconds. The Guns showcase their tag team chemistry on the grandest stage. Gargano and Ciampa go wild with chairs and ladders. The Wyatt 6 thrive in the chaotic environment, while the MFT exploits their numbers advantage. In the final moments, Tala Tonga and JC Mateo fend off all other teams with chairs, while Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa climb the ladder to retain the titles. But after the chaos of TLC, it's time for a battle of supremacy between 2 of the biggest names in women's wrestling history.
Match 5.
Becky Lynch has been dominant as the Women's Intercontinental Champion, but she's been ducking AJ Lee for months. Big Time Bex has retained against names like Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Roxanne, but she's always had an excuse when it comes to defending the title against AJ Lee, but everyone could smell the BS behind the excuses. AJ finally earned her shot by winning a Battle Royal on Saturday night's main event, and tonight the man has nowhere to run. AJ uses her speed and unpredictability, while Becky tries to slow things down, working over AJ's arm to set up the disarmer. But AJ is relentless. She fights through the pain and hits a Shining Wizard that gets a near fall. Becky's frustration grows with every kick out. She goes for a manhandle slam, but AJ counters into a crucifix pin for 2. In the final moments, Becky locks in the disarm her, wrenching back desperately, but AJ refuses to tap. AJ rolls through, breaks out of the hold, and instead traps Becky in the Black Widow. Becky tries to fight through the pain, but she has nowhere to escape and is forced to tap out as AJ Lee becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. The former Divas Champion celebrates her title win on the grandest stage of them all as pyro goes off and confetti showers follow. But Becky versus AJ isn't the last title match on the card, as up next, it's time for the main event.
The main event? What's the main event?
The main event of Wrestlemania 42 is here, and the future of WWE hangs in the balance. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, who has been battling doubters ever since becoming champion. Randy Orton, the Viper, who grew tired of being overlooked,
Man, this is some bullshit.
Becoming champion.
Bro, Wrestlemania, I thought we was here. What happened? Liv Morgan ain't a part of this? Man, we might gotta make some changes. We it must have been a typo. This is a typo, right? You reading off a script and you just made a typo. You meant to say Liv Morgan will be wrestling in WrestleMania 42, right? No Rhea Ripley either. Damn. It's crazy.
Randy Orton, the Viper, who grew tired of being overlooked, disrespected, and treated like he was past his prime. The heel turn shocked the world when Orton attacked his former legacy stablemate and set his sights on the one prize that's eluded him in recent years. Throughout the build, Randy has shown more sides of his evil, darker side. He's disrespected Dusty Rhodes' legacy, he spat on Cody's accomplishments, and tonight, the Viper is hunting his 15th world title. He wants to prove he's still the apex predator. Cody wants to prove his championship reign is legitimate, but only one man can walk out of Vegas as WWE champion. The match is methodical and brutal. Orton targets Cody's injured ribs while Cody fights back with everything he has. Orton controls the early portion of the match with his signature offense, while Cody keeps kicking out of the Viper's barrage, his lungs and ribs getting more exhausted with every kick out. Orton hits his vintage DDT and goes for the RKO, but Cody reverses it into a crossroads. Orton kicks out at 2, but this provides Cody the opening he needs to unleash some offense of his own. Cody unloads with punches, elbows, and hits Orton with the disaster kick before setting up for another crossroads, but Orton reverses and shoves Cody into the referee. Orton takes advantage of the situation and nails Cody with the RKO, but the ref is down. Orton attacks Cody's injured ribs with chairs and stomps as the American Nightmare starts coughing blood. The Viper's assault is relentless, and he refuses to stop as medics rush to the ring. Cody's wife Brandy runs in to check on her husband, and that's when Orton taps into his 2009 mode. While Brandy is checking on Cody on the apron, Orton grabs Brandy by the neck, sets her up on the middle rope, and hits the vintage Orton DDT. Cody sees this all unfold as the American Nightmare is overcome with rage. Cody loses his composure and goes after the Viper, but he walks right into another RKO that seals his fate. WrestleMania 42 goes off the air as Cody's reign comes to an end, and we once again enter the age of Orton. And if you want to check out the follow-up for Styles vs. Punk and how...
Man, WrestleMafia. I gave Triple H only 2 matches because I was like, maybe WrestleMafia, he gonna cook, man. He gonna cook. I'm gonna let him cook the rest of the meal. You know what I'm saying? I made the mashed potatoes and I made the macaroni. I said, let me let Wrestle Mafia cook the rest of the meal. And you know what you did? You done burnt the kitchen down. You ain't even have Liv Morgan on here. How Liv Morgan ain't going to participate in WrestleMania 42? One of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time is not going to participate. How do that sound, Wrestle Mafia? This is ridiculous, man. You cooked on everything else. Everything else was good. But you done messed up that one dish. You know what they say, one rotten apple spoiled the whole bunch. So yeah, man, you ain't have Liv Morgan on the card. You done messed up. But I'm out of here, man. If y'all enjoyed that reaction video, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Maybe Triple H need to talk to you, Wrestle Mafia. Yeah, maybe he need to get his script from you. Minus the Liv Morgan, anti-Liv Morgan hate. But yeah, man, we out of here, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button for your boy. And I'm out of here.